úžasné správy a že ste sa mali veľmi dobre a zábavu ste mali hodne.
For those who don't know me,
Pre tých, ktorí ma nepoznáte,
volám sa Noah Johnson.
my name is Noah Johnson.
Bývam v Krtiši.
I live in Velky.
Skoro 8 rokov už.
Almost 8 years, sorry.
I am married
Som ženatý
to a very lovely woman. Her name is Lucia.
S jednou krásnou dievčinou, ktorá sa volá Lucia.
And I have one little son. He's 3.5 years old. You probably saw him running around.
A máme jedného syna, malého 3,5-ročného, možno ste ho videli pobehovať okolo.
His name is Matush.
A volá sa Matúš.
And so today I'm super excited to talk about the Bible. It's my favorite thing in the world to talk about.
Dneska som veľmi nadšený z toho, že môžem vám rozprávať niečo o Biblii, a to je moja najobľúbenejšia téma na celom svete.
Especially Jesus. I think Jesus is the coolest ever.
A zvlášť veľmi rád hovorím o Ježišovi, pretože je super.
So all we've been hearing about the great things that God has been doing and God is doing.
Celý týždeň sme počuli, alebo ste počuli, čo Boh robil a čo Boh robí.
What He has done in history, and what you also heard testimonies from people's lives, but what He is doing even now.
Čo robil Boh v histórii, ale počuli ste určite svedectvá ľudí, čo Boh robí teraz.
And what I want to talk about is what God is doing is He is restoring and pulling all of these things together.
A chcem hovoriť o tom, ako Boh obnovuje veci a dáva všetky veci dohromady.
How faith brings us into God's kingdom.
Ako viera nás prináša, alebo prináša do Božieho kráľovstva.
And through faith we continue to live in God's kingdom.
A cez vieru môžeme žiť v Božom kráľovstve.
And how He's making everything new.
A ako robí všetko nové.
So, I like to use first read from the Bible.
Najprv by som chcel, najprv vám niečo chcem prečítať z Biblie.
And it's going to be from Colossians, so we've been reading the whole time.
A tiež to bude z toho listu Pavlovho Kološanom, z ktorého si čítame celý týždeň.
And we're going to go through 20 through 23 now. We're going to close it off. That section.
Bude to 20. a 23. verš.
You've already heard 20.
Počuli tých prvých pár veršov.
And through Him to reconcile to Himself all things, whether on earth or heaven, making peace by the blood of His cross. And you, who were once alienated and hostile in mind, doing evil deeds, He is now reconciled in His body of flesh by His death in order to present you holy and blameless and above reproach before Him. If indeed you continue in the faith, stable and steadfast, not shifting from the hope of the gospel that you have heard, which has been proclaimed in all creation under heaven, in which I, Paul, became a minister.
Aj vás, ktorí ste kedysi boli odsudzení vo svojich zlých skutkoch, ste zvyšovali nepriateľský, teraz zmieril so sebou jeho smrťou v ľudskom tele, aby vás postavil pred seba svätých, nepoškvrnených a bezúhonných. Ak totiž zotrvávate založení a pevní vo viere, neuchýľujte sa od nádeje evanjelia, ktoré ste počuli, keď bolo zvestované každému stvoreniu pod nebom. A ja, Pavel, som sa stal jeho služobníkom.
So, what I want to do is do a quick review. Most of you already know this, just bear with me.
Ja by som chcel urobiť také krátke zopakovanie, väčšina z vás to asi pozná.
What I want to do is talk about how everything was.
Chcem začať tým, ako to všetko bolo.
When everything starts with God.
Všetko začalo s Bohom.
God is the source of all things that we learned this week.
Boh je zdrojom všetkého, čo sme počuli aj tento týždeň.
And God in His wisdom and God in His love created you.
A Boh vo svojej múdrosti a vo svojej láske stvoril teba.
So an original creation was, there was this perfect relationship between you and God.
Čiže na začiatku to bolo tak, že vlastne to stvorenstvo, ľudia boli v dokonalom vzťahu s Bohom.
And the way it worked was your identity came from the fact that you were created in God's image.
A vlastne na začiatku to fungovalo tak, že naša identita bola v tom, že sme stvorení na Boží obraz.
It didn't matter how you looked, it didn't matter what you had, what you were able to do, you were made by God.
Bez ohľadu na to, ako si vyzeral, alebo čo si mal, nemalo to žiadny nejaký význam, pretože si bol stvorený, alebo človek bol stvorený na Boží obraz.
And God made others.
A Boh stvoril len iných.
He made Adam and Eve, right?
Urobil Adama a Evu.
And we saw that there was a perfect relationship between people through God.
A na tom začiatku bol dokonalý vzťah aj medzi ľuďmi navzájom cez Boha.
Because we saw others as created in the image of God. Therefore they are to be loved and cherished.
Pretože aj druhých ľudí sme videli ako stvorený na Boží obraz a tak sme mali dobrý vzťah spolu.
And then also there was this perfect relationship we had with the rest of creation.
A takisto bol dokonalý vzťah aj so zvyškom stvorenia.
With animals, with plants, with the mountains, with the rivers.
Zvieratá, stromy, vrchy, rieky.
And the whole time God was at the center of it.
A celý čas Boh bol v strede.
Right? As we learned, it was through him and for him all of these things were made.
Ako sme sa učili, cez neho a skrze neho všetko to bolo stvorené.
Could you imagine that world?
Viete si predstaviť taký svet?
Where no judgment, no war.
Kde nie je súd, kde nie sú vojny.
You don't have to worry about a lion killing you.
Kde sa nemusíte obávať klamstva alebo strachu, že by vás niekto chcel zabiť.
Or as Megan's afraid of, Megan doesn't like sharks, so like I said, my sister Megan doesn't like sharks.
Alebo ako moja Megan sa bojí, Megan sa bojí žralokov.
And she has this fear of them, right? But in this world, it didn't matter. The shark would never come and kill you.
V tomto svete to nevadilo, pretože ten žralok by neublížil.
And we all kind of have an idea about this. We think about it.
A myslím si, že možno, že máme takúto myšlienku, možno, že sme na takýmto niečom rozmýšľali.
Like we understand there could be something good, could be something perfect.
Rozumieme tomu, že mohlo by byť niečo lepšie, mohlo by byť niečo dobré.
But we all know this is not the reality that we live in, right?
Ale uvedomujeme si, že toto vôbec tak nefunguje v realite.
Something's happened that changed this.
Niečo sa stalo, že toto sa zmenilo.
And what I want to talk about is sometimes we forget or don't think about the great magnitude or the greatness of what sin actually does.
A niekedy, a to chcem aj zdôrazniť, si neuvedomujeme, akú obrovskú vlnu alebo aký obrovský vplyv má hriech.
Because many times I think, oh, it's just a little thing, what's the big deal?
Niekedy proste, keď sa hovorí o hriechu, a to je taká maličkosť, čo na tom.
But when Adam and Eve, when they rejected God,
Ale keď Adam a Eva tam na začiatku odmietli Boha,
the good Father,
dobrý otec,
the good King,
dobrý kráľ,
it wasn't a small thing.
to nebola len taká nejaká malá vec.
It was a cosmic thing.
To bola obrovská
And what
kozmická
it
vec.
did was destroy all of this.
Je proste jednoducho to zničili takto.
That's what sin does.
Toto je, čo robí hriech.
Sin is dangerous.
Hriech je nebezpečný.
Sin is deadly.
Hriech je smrteľný.
It cuts, it destroys.
Je to reže, je to ničí hriech.
And we all know this from experience.
A my to všetci vieme z vlastnej skúsenosti.
This is the world that we live in.
Toto je svet, v ktorom teraz žijeme.
A broken, cut up world.
Zlomený, dorezaný svet.
But God is still working in this world.
Ale Boh stále pracuje v tomto svete.
God did not leave this world like this.
Boh nenechá tento svet takto.
What I'd like to do is invite my friend Jessi to give her testimony. Talk a little bit about how God is working in her life.
A čo by som teraz chcel, poprosím priateľa Jessi, aby prišiel a povedal niečo zo svojho, aby povedal niečo zo svojej skúsenosti, čo Boh robí v jej živote.
And then I will continue with this.
A potom budem pokračovať v tomto príklade.
Jessi!
Hello, everyone.
Ahojte.
Before I begin, I would like everyone to close their eyes for me, please.
Predtým, ako začnem, chcel by som vás poprosiť, aby ste si zatvorili oči. Dobre? Prosím. Zatvorili oči. Aj ty.
I want you to imagine a perfect family.
A chcem, aby ste si predstavili dokonalú rodinu.
Everyone is happy all the time.
Každý je tam šťastný stále.
No one fights
Nie sú tam
or
nejaké
raises their voices.
boje, alebo nekričí tam jeden na druhého.
And I want you to think if that's reality.
A teraz chcel by ste si myslieť, že to je skutočnosť.
Now open your eyes.
Otvorte svoje oči
It's not. It's not reality.
a zistíte, že nie je to skutočnosť.
Every family has their ups and downs.
Každá rodina má svoje plusy a mínusy.
And I'm going to tell you a little story about my family.
A ja by som vám chcel povedať skutočný príbeh o mojej rodine.
So, when my parents got married,
Keď sa moji rodičia zobrali,
the marriage wasn't very good at all.
tak nemali dobré manželstvo.
My dad would hurt my mom,
Môj otec zraňoval moju mamu,
and they would yell at each other.
kričali na seba.
And when I was born, my very first memory is of them yelling.
A keď som sa narodila a spomínam si na svoj prvý zážitok, tak si spomínam na to, ako kričali na seba.
And that's something that I can't take back.
A toto je niečo, čo sa mi dá zobrať späť.
When I was 2 years old, my parents divorced.
A keď som mala 2 roky, tak moji rodičia sa rozviedli.
And that was probably the strongest thing my mom has ever done.
A to bola asi taká najsilnejšia vec, ktorú moja mama kedykoľvek urobila.
Because that was the first marriage in our entire family that's ever been broken.
Pretože teda to prvé manželstvo a vlastne celý ten vzťah sa proste rozpadol.
But out of it came 4 amazing blessings.
Ale z tohto prišlo, alebo spôsobilo to 4 nádherné požehnania.
My brothers and sisters.
Moji bratia a sestry.
My mom remarried, and my dad remarried.
Moja mama sa znovu vydala.
And my dad remarried.
Aj môj otec sa znovu oženil.
And I got a brother and sister on my mom's side, and a brother and sister on my dad's side.
A teda dostala som bratov a sestry z maminej strany a bratov a sestry z otcovej strany.
And they are the most beautiful things in the world.
A to je najkrajšia vec na svete.
And I love them so much.
A mám ich veľmi, veľmi rada.
But I live with my mom, so I can't see my dad's side very much.
Ale ja žijem so svojou mamou, takže nemám príležitosť vidieť príliš často môjho otca.
And my biggest fear in the world is that they'll grow up thinking that I'm never around.
I'm sorry?
My biggest fear in the world is that they'll grow up thinking I'm never there, never around.
A môj najväčší strach alebo obava je, že rozumiem niekto? Asi tak, že môj najväčší strach je, že keď sa niečo stane, ja tam nebudem.
When I was younger, I would see my dad every 2 weeks.
Keď som bola mladšia, tak každé 2 týždne som bola pri otcovi.
But when I grew up, it became less and less every
Ale
year.
ako som vyrastala, ako bola staršia, tak bolo to stále menej a menej.
And now I see them maybe once every couple months.
A teraz ich vidím možno, že raz za 2 mesiace.
And I know as I get older, it might become even once a year.
A viem, že keď budem staršia, že možno to bude len raz za rok.
So that's a prayer request I've had for years now.
Takže taký modlitebný predmet, alebo vec, za ktorú sa modlím už roky,
is that they know I love them.
Oni vedia, že ich máme rada, máme ich rada.
That I'm always there for them and always here to listen if they have any troubles.
Že stále som tu a stále som pripravená počúvať ich, ak majú nejaké problémy a ťažkosti.
And my favorite verses tell you what to do in that sort of situation.
A môj taký najobľúbenejší verš, ktorý hovorí, čo robiť v takej situácii,
and it's Philippians 4, 6 and 7.
Je zapísaný Filipenom 4. kapitole 6. a 7. verš.
Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus.
O nič nebuďte ustarostení, ale vo všetkom s vďakou predkladajte Bohu svoje žiadosti, vo všetkých svojich modlitbách a prosbách a pokoj Boží, ktorý prevyšuje každý rozum, bude chrániť vaše srdcia, vaše mysle v Kristu Ježišovi.
And we've heard about the power of prayer from Logan's testimony yesterday.
Počuli sme o moci modlitby a aj z toho svedectva Loganovu včera.
And he's also answered my prayers.
A Boh odpovedal aj na moje modlitby.
Just this past year, I was able to babysit my brother Anthony on my dad's side.
Tento posledný rok som mala možnosť
zastarať o môjho
brata z otcovej strany.
And my stepmom said before I got there, he was counting down the minutes.
A moja nevlastná mama povedala, že v podstate on sa uklonil za chvíľu.
And I couldn't, God seriously blessed me that day when I heard that.
Boh ma veľmi požehnal, keď som počul toto ten deň.
And for my sister's birthday, I took her out to a restaurant and we painted pottery.
A na narodeniny svojej sestry som ich zobral do reštaurácie a ani ty nerozumieš? Nie. Malovali nejaké asi malovali nejaké, nedávno mi to zmysel, ale malovali nejaké tie porcelány.
And she emailed me later and told me it was her best birthday ever.
A povedala mi potom neskôr mi napísala mail, že to bolo jej najlepšia skúsenosť.
And it was just the two of us for maybe 3 hours.
Len dvaja malovali sme 3 hodiny.
So Jesus has showed, we heard about Jesus being love.
Počuli sme o tom, že sme milovaní Ježišom.
But Jesus also shows us love through others.
Ale Pán Ježiš nám aj ukazuje svoju lásku cez ostatných.
And Jesus has shown that he loves me by loving me through my siblings.
A Pán Ježiš mi ukázal, že ma miluje cez to, že miluje milujem svojich súrodencov.
My family was broken,
Moja rodina bola rozpadnutá,
but through love, the love of Jesus, He's holding us together.
ale cez lásku Kristovu nás drží spolu.
And that's what I have to share.
A toto som vám chcela povedať.
Jessi's experiences, and I'm sure all of you have this brokenness, this separation.
Ako to spomenula Jessi vo svojom svedectve, tak zakúša, a takisto to asi zakúšame aj my, určitú zlomenosť a zranenosť vo svete.
And as we heard, God is a good God, He's a good Father, He's a good King.
A ako sme počuli, Boh je dobrý Otec, je dobrý Boh, je dobrý kráľ.
And so He is here to protect and take care of His creation.
A on je tu, aby ochraňoval, staral sa o svoje stvorenie.
Now imagine you live in a kingdom with a good king who judges everything.
Predstavte si, že žijete v kráľovstve, kde je dobrý kráľ, ktorý spravodlivo súdi všetko.
And somebody came to you and punched you in the face and took something from you.
A príde tam niekto a dá vám facku a zoberie vám niečo od vás.
And you go in front of the king.
A vy idete pred kráľa.
And the person is guilty.
Samozrejme, ten človek je vinný.
And the king goes, do you feel bad?
A kráľ sa spýta, je ti to ľúto, čo sa stalo?
Did you feel bad that you punched them and took it?
Je ti to ľúto, že si dal facku tomu človekovi?
Yeah, I feel bad about it because I got caught.
A povedal, áno, je mi to ľúto, lebo bol som prichytený pri tom.
And then he goes, okay, you can go.
A kráľ povedal, dobre, vieš čo, tak poď.
Yeah, wait, what? They stole from me, they punched me in the face.
Čože, keď on ma okradol a ešte ma zbil.
You're king, protect, judge.
Ty si kráľ, ty si sudca, má ma ochrániť.
What if you're also the one who did the same thing?
A čo keby ty si urobil podobnú vec?
That we also did. We've also broken these laws, these rules.
Pretože aj my sami sme zlomili, my sami sme prekročili tieto pravidlá, porušili.
We've all lied to people, have we not?
My všetci sme tí, ktorí klameme ľudí však.
When that judge is standing there going, that's not right.
A keď stojíme pred týmto sudcom, tak povie, to nie je v poriadku.
But God is love.
Na druhej strane Boh je
As He looks at His creation,
keď pozrie na svoje
He goes, I need to judge this because this is not okay.
Tak povie, ja musím súdiť svoje stvorenie, pretože toto nie je v
What they
poriadku.
are doing is wrong.
To, čo robíme, je zlé.
Because now, with sin, we have selfishness. We have breakdown in relationships with each other.
Pretože cez hriech my máme sebectvo, máme narušené vzťahy jeden s druhým.
We lie to each other. We abuse each other.
Klameme jedných druhých, zneužívame jedných druhých.
We pollute the earth, or we raise it, or we worship it.
Uctievame svet.
Or we pollute it. We don't take care of it. We throw trash in the ground.
Nestaráme sa, znečisťujeme prostredie.
And the worst of all, we don't love God.
Ale to najhoršie je, že nemáme radi Boha.
We rejected Him completely.
Odmietame ho úplne.
This is the world we live in. This is why it looks like it looks.
Toto je svet, v ktorom žijeme a toto je, prečo to vyzerá, ako to vyzerá.
And there's no way we could have saved ourselves. There's no way we can get out of it.
A neexistuje spôsob, ako sa zachrániť, ako zachrániť
What
samých seba.
if
Ale čo ak
God,
Boh
in His mercy,
jeho milosrdenstve
came down to earth?
prišiel dole na zem.
He came to live with us,
Prišiel žiť s nami,
to be with us,
byť s nami
and to be our representatives.
a aby bol našim reprezentantom.
Jesus was the one who never stole, He never lied,
A
He never
Ježiš bol
cheated.
človek, ktorý nikdy neklamal, nikdy nepodvádzal.
He only loved God, He only loved others.
On miloval Boha, miloval druhých ľudí,
But still, that's not enough,
ale stále to nestačí,
because somebody needs to pay.
pretože niekto musí zaplatiť.
Right? It's not, the Bible clearly says the wages of sin is death.
Biblia hovorí, že odplata, alebo mzda za hriech je smrť.
And what if God also died for us?
A čo ak Boh aj zomrel za nás?
The blood of the cross.
Tá krv Ježiša, tá krv kríža.
And God the Father looks at this and says, I am satisfied.
A Boh sa na to pozrie z neba a povie, som uspokojený.
Because now I have justice
Pretože teraz mám spravodlivosť
and I can justify.
a môžem ospravedlniť.
I have what I need and I can give love.
Čo potrebujem a môžem dávať lásku.
That's what the Christian message is.
Toto je zvesť kresťanstva.
And it doesn't stop there though.
A to nezostane tu.
And what Jesus does now is He lives with His people in their hearts.
A Ježiš teda žije v srdciach ľudí, svojich ľudí.
And now he sends them out to do the same thing, to restore.
A posiela ich von do sveta, aby obnovovali ďalšie.
We're no longer hostile and fighting against God's ways. We are now working towards God's ways.
Už nie je nepriateľstvo a také odmietanie a boj proti Bohu, ale sa to zmení na prácu pre Boha.
And God through us is helping us to love our enemies, to forgive those who fight against us.
Boh cez nás môže milovať nepriateľov, môžeme
Love our enemies and forgive those who fight against us.
tým, ktorí nám ublížili.
And he's doing all of this through his people that are called the church.
Robí toto všetko cez svojich ľudí, ktorí sa nazývajú cirkev.
This is what it means to be a Christian.
Toto je, čo znamená byť kresťanom.
Is to put your trust in Jesus fully.
Znamená vložiť svoju dôveru plne Ježiša.
To say that I know I live in this broken world.
Znamená to povedať, viem, že som žil alebo žijem v tomto zlomenom svete.
And I know I'm broken. I'm part of the problem.
Viem, že ja som zlomený, zlomená, že ja som časťou toho problému.
But Jesus, I know through you, you can change me.
Ale viem, Ježiš, že cez teba môžem byť zmenený, zmenená.
And that you can put me back together.
A že môžeš ma vložiť späť.
And that you can send me out to others.
A môžeš ma poslať von k druhým.
To help them know the same freedom that I have in Jesus.
Aby mohli aj tí ostatní spoznať tú istú slobodu, ktorá je v Ježišovi.
And Christians all have one hope.
A kresťania majú jednu nádej.
That's what we sing, we have this hope.
To, čo sme aj spievali v tej piesni, máme túto nádej.
Is that this King will return.
Že tento král sa vráti.
Jesus will come back.
Ježiš príde naspäť.
And those who love him and receive him now,
Tí, ktorí ho milujú a tí, ktorí ho prijali teraz,
he will take them with him.
zoberie ich so sebou
And they'll live in his kingdom.
a budú žiť spolu s ním
A
jeho
kingdom
kráľovstve.
with no death,
Kde nebude smrť,
no war,
nebudú vojny,
no rejection,
nebude odmietnutie,
just love and peace.
len láska a pokoj.
But those who reject him now,
Ale tí, ktorí ho odmietnú teraz,
he will give them exactly what they want.
zase dostanú presne to, čo chceli.
Separation from him
Oddelenie od neho
forever.
na veky.
And that's called hell.
A to sa nazýva peklo.
To be separated from Jesus is hell. To be with Jesus is eternal life.
Byť oddelený od Ježiša znamená peklo, byť s Ježišom znamená
Be with Jesus is eternal life.
väčší život.
So this is the offer. This is Jesus'
Toto je
message.
ponuka.
And the same offer is given to you.
A tá istá ponuka je daná aj vám.
Jesus is giving you a hand of friendship. You can take it. Just take it.
Pán Ježiš ponúka svoju ruku priateľstva a môžeš ju len vziať.
But if you don't want me,
Ale keď